What's up, YouTube? Welcome to More Trades. Well, as you can see, Bitcoin has broken up to the upside from the diamond pattern, which was essentially a reversal pattern. We were supposed to break to the downside, but Bitcoin does what it wants to do, and we broke the parallel channel to the upside. What are the next targets? Where could we be going? This is a big 4-hourly candle. Look at that. Beautiful candle. It's almost as big as this pump candle that took us up, and then we consolidated and we continued higher. It didn't really take us up. I mean, it's after a small consolidation we pumped up, and now we did the same small consolidation, we pumped up. Possibly we could be doing the same consolidate pump ups, just bull flag after bull flag after bull flag. But how high? My bias was a red July. It's the 30th of July today, and we're having, looks like I was wrong. It's a green July. Could the bottom be in from 17.5, and we're heading up to new all-time highs? I think we shouldn't really assume that until we clear higher resistance levels. This looks very impulsive. However, it could be a long C wave correction, as it's very hard to tell the difference between a wave 3 and a wave C unless you dig deep down into the wave structure in smaller time frames. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe and click your notifications on, share and comment, do all the good stuff. Help the channel expand. Now, let's look at Bitcoin. The diamond pattern can be chucked in the bin. That's it. Diamond pattern out the window. Let's go into the smaller time frames, 15-minute time frame. On the 15-minute time frame, you can see on the stochastic RSI over here, we are at the overbought region. When we get in the overbought, naturally we come down. How deep this could come doesn't mean that this will come as deep, but we are going to go slightly lower possibly. Historically, we don't really extend further after getting into the overbought. We may have a smaller pump, then we'll have a down move. What it's telling you that essentially the up move for this pump is a bit exhausted, and we may be coming down for take a breath and continue higher. At the moment, we're above the 13 and the 50 EMA and the 200 and the 800 below. This is the 13 EMA. This is the 50 EMA. They're all pointing upwards on the smaller time frame, on the 15-minute time frame. On the 5-minute time frame, we're sort of flattening out. Let's look at the 3-minute and the 1-minute. Even on the 3-minute, we didn't have a bearish cross. On the 1-minute, so even on the smallest time frames, well, you could go down to the second, but I don't use the second time frame. Even on the smaller time frames, you cannot see a bearish cross. Once you see it cross down on the 1-minute, then possibly you check it out on the 3, 5, 15, and it moves forward if it's confirmed. But if it doesn't cross down on the 1-minute, then there's no reason to look for a cross down on the 15-minute. How does this look on the 1-minute? Let's compare it with the previous one over here. Came up, spiked up, came down, attempted a bear cross and pumped again, spike down, spike up. So it's very hard to tell, even if you cross lower. So we had a spike up, we attempted to cross down, we came up, again we're attempting. Let's see how it plays out. Now let's go deeper into that and try and find some targets if we can see anything that could tell us or help us make sense of this movement that's happening in the charts. We had a channel that I've drawn yesterday, a parallel channel that broke to the upside. Okay, so how far could it go? On parallel channels, you could take a measured move of the width of the channel, as simple as that, and you put it up at the first breakout over here, and our next target tells you it's 25k. So 25k is on the horizon. On the other hand, we are currently at yesterday's high. We're below yesterday's high, which was this candle. We're below it. We're below the candle, so we need to see and wait and see what could happen. So first target would be 25,020. And if we go in the bigger picture, let's go on the daily. Bitcoin is just ripping through the fib channels. The next channel is way up here, 25,478, and that will be a Fibonacci channel. It will be, I believe, the 4.618. I'll just let you know, just give me a second. And it will be the top of the range of this ascending channel that we've been traveling in for days. We've been in this channel since the 12th of July, so more than 2 weeks. So we tested the bottom, tested the top, came down to the bottom, and now we may be going to test the top, and so on and so forth until we break out of this channel. So at the moment, your target will be between the 2520 and 25,400 for the upside, if we are able to make a pump. Volume wise, this is the daily volume. Volume hasn't been able to break this previous volume, so essentially we're still in a low volume range, but we are pumping up and down. And if we go to the smaller time frame, the 4 hourly, it's been doing the same on and on. I'm not sure if that's normal. It could be normal that we pump up in a strong volume, then volume decreases because that's when retail comes in and they start pushing the price up slowly, and then a spike down, then again, then a spike up, and we've been losing volume from the 27th of July. You see, that's volume divergence. It doesn't always play out. I don't look at volume divergence for trading. I look for RSI divergence or even other indicators. You could use money flow, stochastic RSI, and look for divergences. If you look at this, we have this was a high, this was a high, and our stochastic is doing the same. Do we have any bearish? Bullish? We don't have any bullish at the moment because we are pumping up. If you want to look at this low over here and this low, and I mean we're essentially we had a low over here, and stochastic had a low over here. Well, it's a high, but it's a curve down. You're trying to see divergence, and then we had a higher low, and over here we had a higher low. So that's hidden bullish divergence, and that's a continuation of a trend. And this is on the 4 hourly. We could have a continuation of the trend, but I don't know how far up. We have the 800 EMA here on the 4 hourly. Be aware at 29k if and when we get there. It looks like a promise. I won't say for sure, but we could come up. We could come up as high as 28, cover that gap on the Bitcoin CME. We have a gap at 28k there. You can see it so clear. We might come up and fill that, but it's a weekend. Weekend is very treacherous. It's very manipulated. Big institutions are closed, so whales, small fish, big whales, tuna fish, everyone gets a go on Bitcoin. So just be careful. The trend usually isn't clear on the weekend. We were expecting a retrace down like we had here. Probably after we get up here, then we'll be coming down to test this point at 21.9. Test this previous support. Essentially, Bitcoin now has to go up. Bitcoin needs to go to 25k or 16k. It needs to decide where it wants to go. If you look at this level has been a support confirmed now, the 23k range. You can confirm this support already. 23.4 to 22.7. 22.555 is my golden number. I wanted to get there to possibly anticipate a long, depending on the strength or the weakness of the move. 4 hourly stochastic. Look at that. It's pointing straight to the upside. Let's go to the 1 hourly. 1 hourly. We're in the oversold, overbought. We are overbought. On the 15 minute, we're way overbought. We're as high as this, where we were here. We were in the overbought, but nevertheless, we still got a pump. Look at that. We were in the overbought region. We're flattening out. We got a pump with the stochastic dropping. Look at that. Stochastic is dropping. Lower highs and higher highs. That's bearish divergence, but it doesn't always play. It may give you a small drop. Don't trade solely over that. I want to show you something interesting in the chart now. It gives you a third eye view. Yeah, meditation, third eye view. You could see that we have, these are liquidation points. So I colored them, I color coded them in a different way. So let's go like this. The green and light green and bright green are long liquidations, and the red, pink, purple and pink are the short liquidation points. So those are people with stop losses or people having orders waiting for them to be filled. So if you look at this, people actually went long on this candle at the bottom here, 3.3 million. Let me try and move it forward. Is it possible to move it forward? Move, visual order, bring to back. Let me see if I can change the visual order and bring forward. I still can't see the numbers. Anyways, we have something like 3 million and we have 0.19 million. They're going less. Maybe people are taking profit as you see it drop, the closing or the orders, or taking profit on their longs. Usually on a long, when you see it high extension, and if you have the stochastic on and you see you're in the overbought and you are long, that will be a good indication. Take your profit or lock in some profits. As for shorts, I'll show you something. Sometimes you see this and you're like, these dots that don't have numbers next to them are just people who already got liquidated. But if you look at, sometimes you find funny things. You find people going short at the bottom and long at the highs. We still have a lot of short liquidations over here. You see the 25x people on light pink. The bright red are 100x people. So 100x people are always close to the price because they can't put the stop loss so far away because they lose a lot of money. We still have a lot of liquidity. Now if we zoom out, and you will see that we have, this is all the longs, all the shorts, almost equally distributed. However, we have more shorts over here. But how much is it? And what market maker wants to do is another story. They could go for the less amount, then go for the most amount, depending on the longs and shorts they opened previously. So this is 1.13 million US dollars worth of shorts at 25x at 24,685. That could be a standing order, or it could be a stop loss or a liquidation point. So if Bitcoin pumps up all the way, see we have some orders here, or liquidation points. Liquidation points are just points where your stops will be, your margin will be liquidated. That's what I understand it is. 1.62 million people worth of shorts at 25,352. Now let me check the settings. You need to set it to 0.01. Yeah, it is on 0.01. We have increase of volume, but at the moment, this is normal. After a strong pump, it's like a sprinter. He needs to sprint. After explosive sprint, they need to relax and breathe in, breathe out, and maybe they can go for the next run. 15-minute is my sweet spot. I like to get into trades on the 15-minute. Mind you, even experienced traders have a tough time on the weekend. I know some very experienced traders that do not trade the weekends, and they are very experienced. I'm talking about 11 years of trading or more, and they don't trade the weekends. And they are scalp traders. They're day traders, scalp traders. They're not swing traders. So this should be easy. And they also look to the 1 second time frame, but they don't, because you will learn it the hard way. As a new trader, you will always want to trade. And why do you trade the weekends? Because that's your day off from work. If you're working 9 to 5 or whatever times you work on the weekend, or if you're a shift worker and the only days off you have there on the weekend, then you would want to trade the weekend. But that's a mistake. But all of us do that mistake, and you will learn it the hard way. You have to be very committed, very dedicated, and have a lot of discipline to trade the weekends. You have to be like a samurai. You have rules, you follow. I get into a trade. If I'm going long, stochastic RSI looks overbought, I'm out. No matter what I'm making, a small amount, a big amount, I'm out. Or I secure profits and I move my stops into profit. That's it. Look at these long liquidation, juicy long liquidation. Look at that. At 24,400, we have a long liquidation of 1.34 million, 3.38 million, 1.65 million. These could be liquidations and also could be orders. Let's look at the indicator itself and see what does the author have to say about it. Did he explain that? It's called liquidation points, liquidation levels by mlapplications.com. The indicator plots in real time the liquidation points levels that are created for every new position that is currently opened in futures trading of a cryptocurrency. The calculation and the plots work for both directions, either long or short. So it's showing you the liquidation points levels that are created for every new position. So essentially these are positions that are open. So if you look at it, it's really funny seeing longs at 24.4. They could get a pump, but that's a very risky trade. The trade can come back into your direction. This is on the 15-minute. I mean, on the 15-minute, you don't have much support over here at 24.4. Over here, you have a wick. So based on what did you go long over there? Let's go left. Let's go to 24.4 and see if we can find anything. 24.4 was just a cascade of candles. Look at that. Barely any consolidation here. This is 15 minutes, so you could say at most you had 1, 2, 3, 45 minutes of consolidation here in the past 2 months. And maybe you have some in 2021 because we were not here since back at 2021. So why are people opening longs at this point? Look at that. You can see clearly we have a lot of longs. This is on the 15-minute. It shows you the longs that are there more than the shorts. Now let's go in this time frame, the 15-minute. If you go in the hourly, the view of liquidations may change. You might not have as many on the hourly. Let's look at the longs in the hourly. They look less than the shorts, but if you go in the smaller time frame, you have a probably more zoomed in view to this. I'm not longing this. If I wanted to enter a long, I would enter on a confirmed retest of the 24.1, 24.2, maybe the parallel channel. Maybe that will be my confirmed retest, and maybe risk a long from 24 to 26 probably. But for now, I am not longing. I'm looking for my next short setup because we are still in a macro downtrend. We broke out of our bear flag that we had a while back. I believe we broke out of it. That could invalidate the flag. People still have it on. You could move trend lines and redraw your bear flag. It is still a valid bear flag. I had drawn it from down here, I think, and I had it somewhere here, but it's still a valid bear flag. It's still in an ascending channel after a drop. That's a bear flag. So just be careful. If it gets to 25.4, not financial advice, just what I would say is common sense, and what I would be thinking about is going short. I would be considering. I am not saying I'll be going into it. I'll be considering. Being the weekend, it can be crazy, but I would consider 25.4 to the middle of the channel, which would be at around the 23.3 region. Maybe secure some profits, move my stops, because you see when we get to the middle of the channel, there is a chance of a small bounce. Sometimes we don't get rejected at the middle of the channel. We could continue like here. We continued over here. We consolidated, now we're continuing. So what I see for the moment is 25. I might take a short over here. It looks like a very good point to take a short, but don't just do it according to what I say. Look for your own strategies and your own techniques and what works for you, your risk management. Maybe I could trade on $100 entry and maybe you need to trade on a $5 entry, or vice versa. Everyone goes according to their liquidity. But 15-minute stochastic curving down doesn't mean that we're going to the bottom of hell. Doesn't mean anything. It just tells you we're overbought. Look at here, stochastic crossing down. What was that move from 24.1? to 23.6. That's a $500 move, and stochastic dive deep down. So take your entries, look at small time frames, know your levels on the bigger time frames. You should be in a good spot. Now, one more thing before we go, I would like to look at is the volume profile for this range. We're above the value area high, so that could be our new support if we come down 24,100. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. I post daily on more trades, shorts, videos, and I go live. More trades. I'm out. Thanks for watching.